you think it's the right thing to do. No, go chase whatever you want to do, because it's going to mentally trap you in a place where you're never going to be able to get out. You ever just sit around wondering, is this it for me? Don't you ever feel like there's something more out there? Do you think that the career that you're going to college for, do you really feel like that's it for you? Like, do you ever just sit back and wonder that? Well, I did, and I still do all of the time, and it's totally normal. And I'm going to talk about that today. Now, this is totally normal. I found myself wondering, I still find myself wondering, kind of like, what do I do, right? We're in our 20s. You know, we tend to change our mind a lot as far as what we want to do, and that's totally okay. It's totally normal. I mean, you know, you can't exactly have your life figured out at 20 years old, right? We just don't know yet. We have no idea what to expect, and honestly, our whole life we are kind of put into this system where somebody else is kind of trying to push us in a direction, right? So we were in school K through 12, junior and senior year. The big stress is the ACT to go to college. So in the back of our minds, we kind of already have everything planned out, or they already have it planned out for us. So we don't really have to, we never even think about that. We kind of think about what career we want to choose, and that's kind of what high school is. High school is kind of meant for us to kind of figure out what we want to do, what career path we want to go down. However, in high school, they kind of push college on us so hard that that's what we think we need to do. So a lot of times you find people like myself, and probably like a lot of people you know, they go to college and they change their majors a lot. And again, it's one of those things that's okay. It's normal. It happens. People aren't supposed to know exactly what they're going to do at 18 or 19 years old. You just can't expect that at all. And that's where I got lost. I was straight out of high school, straight to college. Wanted to do something in business, so the cliche thing I did was I just went for business administration. Ended up hating it, right? It wasn't necessarily the concepts of the business, it was just the idea of college itself. I was, you know, tell a story all the time, getting taught by a teacher, teaching entrepreneurship. Basically never built a business. That kind of drew the line for me, dropped it out, cut it out of my life. Honestly, I had no idea what I was gonna do without college, had no idea where I was gonna go. I still really don't know. I'm kind of just doing things that I enjoy doing for fun. And that's kind of what I wanted to push across today. It's totally okay to change your mind as much as you want in your 20s. You need to experiment with every single thing that you think you want to do, or that you even want to try. You need to go and try it. This is the time to do it. This is the time to take those risks. We don't have families. A lot of you guys probably don't have families at this point in your life. You don't really have a lot to hold on to, so just kind of go and experiment with all these different things. Like for me right now, YouTube's an experiment for me. I've been watching it for 6 years of my life, 8 or probably 10 to 12 years of my life, and I've always been intrigued by it. I've always liked the idea of it, of sharing my story with other people. And whether that's YouTube for you, or you want to be a mechanic or a lawyer, whatever it is, just try it so you know, right? Because if you don't try it, you're never going to know what would have happened or what could have happened if you try it. You don't know if you're going to love it or hate it. You can't do something or just put it in your head that you're going to like it if you never have actually gone out and experimented with it. So this brings up my next topic, slash word, pressure. The word pressure, right? So when we're 18, 19 years old, we have a lot of pressure on us from our family and our friends and our teachers telling us that like college is the only way to go, and this is how you have to be successful. And your parents want to go brag to their friends and say like, my kid's going to this school and he's going to be a lawyer, he's going to be a doctor, and all this other stuff. And you kind of want to fit in with your friend group as well, because I guarantee you 95% of them are going to college, right? So if you're an outcast like I was, going to college kind of sucked for me a lot, to be honest with you, because it was me trying to fit in with people, is what I felt like. I was like, if I'm not going to college, then this group of people is going to be like, oh, he's not going to be successful, he's just going to, like in my mind, that's what I was thinking. I just had so much anxiety, and the word pressure meant so much to me because I wanted to fit in, and I didn't want to be that one person that everybody looked down on and was like, oh, he's not going to be successful, oh, he's not, like, I don't know, it was just so hard for me to cope with the idea of not going to college. I always kind of knew I didn't want to go, but I wanted to go. I ended up going, I guess, was that exact reason, the word pressure. I wanted to feel like I was fitting in, and I wanted my parents to feel proud of me, I guess. I wanted people around me to feel like I was doing the correct thing. just because it's so thrown down our throats today in society that we have to go to college to be successful, and that's just not the case. And I know this video is kind of starting to turn into that whole idea of the college thing, but it really goes back to the idea of like changing your mind in your 20s. And you know, it's totally okay. I mean, it just sucks because so many people get trapped in the idea that they have to do this and they have to do that, and they lose track of what they really want. And it's really honestly because of what the last two things I said. The whole friend group thing, they feel like their friends are gonna make fun of them, or they're afraid to do it and be the outcast of the group, or they're afraid of their parents telling them that that's not the right thing to do, and they're just afraid. They're afraid, and that's the main reason why I wanted to make this video, is because if I never would have took that leap of faith, I would be $60,000 or $70,000 in debt with a college degree, probably doing something I hated. And even if you already are at that stage, or you're almost at that stage, you're about to graduate college and you're just like, I'm just gonna finish it. Whatever career you go into, just know it's all right to not do that the rest of your life, right? Let's say you get a 4-year degree and you're a teacher. You go and you become a teacher and you hate it, but you just spent 4 years of your life doing it, so you think you're obligated to do that now because you spend all this money and all this time and you have to do it, and your mom and your dad are probably like, do it, you have a good, well-paying job. If you don't truthfully enjoy that job, don't do it, because you're going to be miserable the rest of your life because you're trying to sit here and sit on a pedestal for all these other people like your parents and your friend group because you want to fit in and you think it's the right thing to do. No, go chase whatever you want to do, because it's going to mentally trap you in a place where you're never going to be able to get out. So the next word we're going to talk about is discovery. So I look at my right out of high school up until about the age of 30 as your discovery stage. You're gonna discover probably what career you're gonna go down. You're gonna start to pick up more characteristics as to who you are as a person. You're really gonna start to figure out who you are as a person. You're gonna develop, you're gonna mature, and you're gonna pick up a lot of things about yourself, right? So you're gonna start to learn what you really enjoy doing, who you really enjoy being around, and that's kind of gonna twist into what I wanted to say next. I was lucky enough to learn at the age of 18 that people's opinions really don't matter, because whatever they're saying about you is probably being said because they don't want you to be better than them, or they don't feel good about themselves. And once you understand that, it's game over, honestly. I think that once you understand that, you're gonna go and do whatever you want, and you're not really gonna care about what other people think. YouTube for me, I say this, I feel like I say this all the time, but when I first started YouTube, my first time like 4 or 5 years ago in high school, I got made fun of all the time. Now it's a completely different story. Any of you guys that are watching this video, if you are still watching this video, thank you by the way, but if you're watching this video, you guys could tell me how much I suck, how ugly I am, whatever. You guys could go hard on me in the comments and roast me, and I'm not going to be fazed by it, just because I learned at the age of 18 or 19 years old when I was out in Arizona that no matter what you say or what anybody else says to you, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not gonna let you know, a minute or whatever, however long it takes me to read your comment, ruin my entire life. I'm not gonna let it stop me from doing something that could have made me happier than anything else could have. And I don't think you guys should do it either. That's why this whole discovery stage is super important. If you change your major, it's all right. You change your career path, it's all right. Just go out there, experiment with things. Changing your mind in your 20s is such a normal thing to do. You can't expect somebody to know what they're gonna do for the next 50 to 60 years of their life at the age of 20. Like 20 years old, that is so much pressure to put on somebody, and that's what society is doing to a lot of people, and it's trapping people in this bubble of going to college and doing something they don't enjoy and then being stuck in debt, and then they screw themselves for the rest of their life because they have to work at a job in order to pay off debt that they didn't even want to go into. Anyways guys, I kind of just wanted to make today's video to let you guys know that it is okay to change your mind as much as you want in your 20s. Go out there, try new things, taste new things, figure out what makes you happy and go after that, and don't look back. Don't listen to anybody telling you it's not the right move, it's too risky, you're gonna ruin your life. Don't listen to it. Just chase after what you want to do, because if you don't, whenever you're 70, 80, 90, 100, however old you want to live to, you're gonna look back at that time and be really, really mad at yourself for not trying something, because you only live one life at the end of the day. And I don't really think that somebody's opinion from high school or one of your friends or your family members should really take over your head and affect the way that you think and ruin your life, or not even ruin it, just not allow you to chase something that could have made you happier than anything, made you more money than anything. I just think that a lot of people get stuck and trapped in this world, and I just don't want that for you guys. Anyways, if you guys got some takeaways from today's video, go ahead and hit that like and that subscribe button down below for me. We're almost at 200 subscribers. We're at 184, 185. So I just need 14 of you guys to hit that subscribe button for me, and we'll be at 200. I'll be so happy if we get there. Anyways, I just want to say thank you guys for all the continued support. It really does help me continue to make videos. I upload 2 times a week if you're new here, by the way, every Monday and every Wednesday. I'm about to go back to work here soon. I've been in quarantine since March 22nd. But these videos are going to stay going. I promise myself every single day that I'm going to upload 2 times a week, every Monday and every Wednesday, and I'm going to keep that up for you guys. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed today's video, got some takeaways, again, leave some comments down below for me. I'll be responding to all of your comments, so if you feel the same way as me, just know it's alright. Just keep pushing, try to figure out what you want to do. It's been your boy RJ. Peace out.